Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to create the perfect WordPress SEO article. Let's go. The first thing I want to show you is to go on SEMrush and to find your keywords. That's the first step. You need to find your keywords and you need to find them based on the user intent. So let me show you on SEMrush. There is a tool that's called Keyword Magic Tool, but you have a bunch of free tools that you can use. For example, Uber Suggest. But I love to use SEMrush for this. I'm going to write an article on the best dog food here, as you can see. So I'm going to click on search. And here we are targeting the US, as you can see. And SEMrush is going to recommend me a bunch of keywords based on the user intent. So here you can see that the user intent is commercial. And I always recommend to start with the commercial keywords. So this is the bottom of funnel. You don't want to always start with the top of funnel because, of course, it's going to bring you a lot more traffic. But the commercial keywords are the ones that are going to bring you the most conversions. And when you start your SEO strategy, that's exactly what you want to do. So let's see all of the keywords. And as you can see, we can find the keyword difficulty here. So best dog food is a bit competitive, as you can see. We are going to try to target a less competitive keyword. For example, if you go more long tail, we have best dry food for dogs. Let's see if we can find something for pit bulls. So you can see if we go niche and we try to write an article on pit bulls, we can see that it's a lot less competitive. And that's a keyword that we can that we can rank for. But if we would go for best, best dog food, we would have a hard time to rank for that keyword. So we will try to go for best dog food for pit bulls, and we'll try to rank on this one. I really tell you this, guys, because this is the first step when you want to write a WordPress article. You need to find the best keyword to target. So in this case, I'm going for best dog food for pit bulls. So a bit more long tail, but it's still commercial. If you're looking for those keywords, it's because you are interested in buying the best food for your pit bull. So now what I like to do is I like to go on Google and enter my keyword. And now I can see what's here on the first page, what's ranking. And we can see that we have a bunch of articles with listicles. So we have the 8 best dog food for pit bulls of 2022. We have the 7 best dog food for pit bulls. So you know what? I'm going to go a bit further than my competition. I'm going to do the 10 best dog food for pit bulls for my WordPress article. And here I have my title. Now I want to quickly show you how we can write this article super fast using AI, so that you can just start with the first draft in 5 minutes instead of writing your article and starting from a blank page. So here I'm on Markup, and all I have to do is to go on the full blog post, enter my title here. So you can see I'm going to put this one as an H1. And then the best thing I would have to do is to go on each of those competitors and try to find the H2, the headlines that people are interested about. If you start with this, I can guarantee you that your article will rank. So let's see on this one. We can see that we'll have our top picks. So we can see that this is an article that's super commercial. You will have just the best food, and actually I think that those products are directly related to the brand, so that's what interesting. We have a bunch of articles, so that's good. Let's see another one. Let's check at this one, the 7 best dog food for pit bulls. We have an image, we have this, and you can see I like this because I will have some more information. Of course, I will have the products, but I think that it would be interesting to have the information: wet versus dry. What do you need? What's the best food? And then you can also recommend products in this article. So I just want to show you a quick example of writing this paragraph with AI. I'm going to enter this section. So as you can see, this is an H2 here. And then I'm going on the paragraph article on the side. I'm going to select English for this keyword, and I'm going to click on generate. Now the AI is going to generate me a paragraph that I will be able to use on my article. So that's interesting. You see, I'm going to say to take this one. as you can see, called dog food for pit bulls. So the AI is going to generate me keywords associated with my paragraph. Let's see what we get. Wet versus dry. I love this. This is exactly what I wanted, actually. So you know what? I'm going to take off this paragraph and I'm going to replace it with dog food for pit bulls, wet versus dry. I love this. And now I'm starting to write my article 3x to 5x faster using AI. Once I'm done with it, I'm going on WordPress. So now this is where the fun part begins. So let's say that we have, a 1,000, 2,000 words article. I'm going on WordPress now. So for this case, I'm going to show you, directly our WordPress because it's going to be much easier. I'm going to write a new post here, and perfect. I have everything needed on my post. So as you can see, we know that we have the title, we have the 8 best dog food for pit bulls, we have our H2, perfect. And now we would have the rest of the article that's written with AI so that we can win time, because time is super important. If you want to rank on Google, especially in the US, because it's super competitive in the US, you will need a lot of content. That's inevitable. If you want to rank, you will need a lot of content, and that's where AI can help you to write this content. All right. So we are using this tool called Rank Math. Personally, I love it because it will really give you very cool SEO recommendation. So I really recommend you to install this plugin because it's just awesome. So our main keywords here was the best dog foods for pit bulls. So I'm going to enter this article. And now, as you can see, I have a bunch of SEO recommendations. So the first thing is I don't have this keyword in my meta description. So I would need to go to edit snippet here, and I would need to put my meta description here. So for this example, I'm just going to take this one as a meta description because it contains my primary keyword, and that's what we want for our meta description. All right, so now we have a meta description. Our SEO score will obviously increase. And for the permalink, I would like to have something that's with my main keywords as well. So in this case, we have best dog food pit bulls directly. All right, so now we start to have a pretty good start of SEO for our article. Let's try to generate more sections with more copy. So to generate more text, all I have to do is to click here, put my cursor here, and click on write more, and that's it. The AI is going to write the text. Oh, I just had a small problem here, nothing too crazy. All right, now the AI is going to generate my text, and I'm going to be able to write 5x faster. Now, as you can see, it's important to understand that AI is a co-creation work. So you're going to work with AI to generate ideas faster, but you still have the control on your article, and it's your job to guide the AI toward the right direction. All right. But as you can see, it saved a bunch of time because the AI will automatically put your keywords, your target keywords here. Most dogs prefer to eat wet food over dry food. However, this does not mean that dry food isn't as good as wet food. All right. I'm just going to take off all this part. I'm not super interested in this. So this is where the co-creation begins. And then I'm going on my WordPress article and I'm going to put my text here. So you can see you can really win a lot of time with using AI. Now, so our focus keyword was not in the URL, but I think I've put it. So what was best dog food for pit bulls? Oh, my bad. I think that I've put pit bulls, but not. All right. So will that do the work, or in your SEO meta description? Okay. So for the SEO meta description, it's actually pretty easy. We're just going to have best here, best dog food for pit bulls. All right. I think that was my main keyword, best dog foods with an S for pit bulls. Awesome. Best dog foods for pit bulls. I think we're good here. As you can see, we have now our focus keywords inside the meta description. At the beginning of our content, so we would need to put here best dog food. All right. Yeah, now our SEO score is increasing. You see that the content is 252 words already, but we would need at least 600 words, because if you want to rank, you will need to be competitive with the first articles on the first page of Google. All right, I think that's that makes sense. Then we have the additional, so we have more advice here for your SEO. So obviously, we would have to add more H2, more H3, but you can get inspiration from the competition. That's important if you want to be able to rank. We would also need to have outbound links, so links to your products. For example, if you are selling dog food, you would need to add external links to those products, and actually maybe even internal links to other article. Maybe you have an article here, wet versus dry. You see, that's an idea of article that you could write. So now we have two ideas of article to write, and if you would write them without AI, you would take a bunch of time. So you can write those two articles using AI and refer this article to your other article that you wrote. Okay, this is called just net linking. This is a very important aspect of SEO, so that Google can understand, okay, this website is talking about everything related to dog food. We have a super nice plugin here that's called yet another related post, something like this, that you can find on WordPress as well. So we are really fan of plugins, actually. And when you do, like, I'm going to show you the preview. On the preview, we'll have related post at the end. So this is why we love this plugin, because it's going to automatically do your net linking. And when you have a bunch of different articles, this is very important. As you can see, we have here the related posts. So obviously, the related posts are not related to dog food, but this is just for the example. In this case, I would need to have a blog that's just talking about dog food. All right, so now I want to show you some tips to make your WordPress article shine. All right, so we just wrote an article called SEO optimized blog article with more copy. So how to do it? And as you can see, we put a summary here, so that's important to have them on your WordPress article. And the first thing is really to optimize your article for SEO. All right, that's important if you want to rank for Google. The second, it's to start with an original idea. So you see that what we've been looking at what the competition was doing for dog food, but we want to go further than them. We want to add more content. We want to add a video. We want to maybe add a podcast talking about the best dog food. So we want to go an extra mile so that the user and Google knows for a fact that our blog is better. Then we have the grabbing attention. We need to grab attention with a catchy headline. And you see that just a fact, when you put the 8 best dog food, when you put a number, you will always have more attention. So that's why we always recommend to put a number in your headlines. But grabbing attention nowadays is so important. Like, this is what you will need to do every single time. If you are on LinkedIn, you need to grab attention. With your with your girlfriend, you need to grab attention. With your LinkedIn post, you need to grab attention. With your website, the first headline needs to grab attention. So you basically need to grab attention every single day. That's pretty insane. So the introduction needs to be strong. As you can see, we have some advices here. So be direct with the reader, make it short and sweet, and make it personal. All right, because the people that you are reading, when you are writing an article, makes it like you're talking to your friend. All right, a one-on-one conversation with your friend, and that's what makes a very good article, in my opinion. And of course, if you want to make your WordPress article shine on Google, you would need to put the right keywords. Build the framework of your blog article. That's what we did with the outline. So you need to have the right outline that answers the user intent. That's the most important thing to remember. Keep them hooked. All right, have a summary, make it easy to read. It's a blog article. People are looking for information. Make them hooked. Like, they don't want to see a bunch of text. They want images. They want videos, and they want value articles. All right. Confirm it is 100% original. And by the way, guys, the AI is always going to write a 100% original article. So you see, we even added a plagiarism detector here that I can try. but the AI will always write you 100% original content. All right. So that's the beauty of it. You can save time, write more qualitative content faster without duplicating the content. Because I know a lot of people are just going for, the first page of Google, just copy paste their article, but Google doesn't like this at all. So the best thing is to start from zero with an article, and to do it faster, you can use AI. All right, let's get back to the article. Make sure that people can find the content that you are creating. All right, it's important to distribute that content after. And that's about it. I'm going to put this article in the description of this video. But guys, I hope that you loved this video and that it was valuable. This is really the best practices to write a WordPress article that is optimized for SEO. You need to put the right keywords. You need to have the right plugins in your WordPress, where I really recommend Rank Math. And you also need the right tool to write the content, because obviously the more content you will have, the better your article will do. Okay? So guys, I will see you in another video. Take care.